What's good, YouTube? Merry Christmas and happy holidays to all y'all. I hope you guys are healthy, safe, and enjoying this time of year. If you clicked on this video, I'm guessing you just got NBA 2K23 and want the best build that you can possibly make in this game. And if you already have had the game and just want to build, don't click off this video because this video is for you. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys just that and also going to give you a choice of what to make based on your play style and how you want to play. So in this video, I'll show you 3 different guard builds that I've used this year and I've had a ton of fun on and almost never lose. If you're here and haven't already, please make sure to like this video as well as subscribe because we're on the road to 10K subs and you could help me out a ton. But without any further ado, I don't want to waste too much of y'all time because I know you're excited to play the game. Let's hop right into this first build. All right, we're in the builder right now, and don't worry, if you are on next gen, you can make these builds exactly the same and you'll basically have almost the exact same build. The only thing that's different on next gen is the badges and the badge system. So you might have to account a little bit for that and change it a tiny bit, but almost everything about the build is going to be the same. So no matter whether you're on current gen or next gen, you can make these builds. But the first build we're going to go into is our 6'2" small guard build. This build is mainly for 3s and maybe even 5s or rec or something like that. But basically, this is the best small guard build that can do everything because when you're on 3s, you can rely on a lock and a big to play the defense for you. But this will be one of the fastest builds in the game, and I've had a ton of fun playing on this build. So the first thing you want to do is set the position to point guard, and then the handedness and jersey number do not matter. They can literally be anything. I'm just going to set it to 99 and right-handed because that's what I usually go with, but that's completely up to you and you can choose whatever you want. Now for the physicals, the first thing we're going to do is set our height to 6'2". You could try 6'1", you could even try 6'3", but I found that the best height is 6'2". So definitely put on 6'2" if you want to copy exactly how I copy it. But then our weight is also going to be minimum, so we're as fast as possible. So we're going to go with 165 pounds. And then finally, our wingspan, we're just going to leave it at the default at 6'7". And just like handedness and jersey number, body shape does not matter. It's completely up to you and your preference on how you like your build to look. So I'm just going to leave it on solid just because I think it looks best, but it's completely up to you. Now, the first thing we're going to do is upgrade our driving dunk right up to an 84. That way we do get contact dunks on this build. You definitely want to have contact dunks. The builder system is insane this year. Almost every build can do everything in the game. So you definitely want to have at least pro contact dunks with an 84 driving dunk. And then our driving layup is going to be a 74. That way you could put it up over really anyone in the paint. And then our close shot, we're just going to leave that at a 49. You obviously don't really need post control or standing dunk. So that's all we're going to upgrade in the finishing category. You get 13 finishing badges, which trust me will be plenty. Now for shooting, this is super important. You want to upgrade your 3-point to a 92. One of the best bases in the game for small guard builds is Steph Curry base. It's super fast and super easy to time. And to be able to equip that base, you have to have a 92 3-pointer. So you definitely want to upgrade this to a 92-3. That way you'll be able to shoot super easily on this game. You could see how many badges we get and how many Hall of Fame badges we get. So you definitely want to upgrade that to a 92. And then our mid-range, we're just going to leave that at a 77. And then our free throw, we're going to upgrade that to an 82. It's not that much. Free throw isn't that important unless you're playing rec or anything. But, you know, might as well upgrade it because we're going to upgrade it at the end with whatever extra we have left. And mid-range, you can go higher, but I found that 77 is just fine, especially when I'm on a small guard and don't take that many mid-range shots anyway. And then our ball handle, we are going to upgrade this to a 94. Another super important thing, I highly recommend at least a 92. But if you do want gold handles for days, which you get at a 94, which I think is pretty important since stamina isn't that good this year, you definitely want to have as much stamina as possible, basically. So definitely want to get that gold handles for days with a 94 ball handle. And then our pass accuracy, we're going to upgrade that to a 73. On next gen, if you can, try and get up to a 75, but 73 will be just fine, at least for current gen, because the lower your pass accuracy this year, the slower your passes are going to be. So you definitely want to have that at least at a 73, which is what I have it at. And then our speed with ball, we're going to upgrade that to a 90. That way we move as fast as we can and as fast as possible when we have the ball in our hands, which is going to be most of the time. And then our defense and rebounding category, like I said, this is not going to be a super defensive build. It's mainly for threes when you have a lock and big to play defense for you. However, we definitely do want to have a little bit of defense so we can play defense if we get switched onto the guard or just playing defense in the corner. So our perimeter defense, we're going to upgrade that to a 75. It's not too high, but it is definitely enough to be able to get, you know, bronze clamps and get some stops in case you need to. And then our steal, we're going to upgrade that to a 72. That way we do get interceptor bronze as well as glove bronze. Steals are super overpowered on this game, so it's important to have a steal. However, since they are overpowered, you don't need to have it that high. And that is basically it for our defensive rebounding. Like I said, you can change this build to however you want and your play style, kind of. This is essentially what you want to go with, because when you're on threes or on the fives court, you won't be playing that much defense when you are a small guard. And then our speed, we're actually going to skip over that and just leave it at an 80. Speed this year is only important for defense and dexing off ball. And most of the time with this build, you're going to have the ball in your hands, so you don't really need it that much. So we're just going to leave that at an 80. And then our acceleration is like our speed with ball is super important. So we're going to bring that up to a 92. That way we're as fast as possible, like I said. Strength, we're just going to skip over that. We're a small guard, don't really need it. And then our vertical, we're going to upgrade that to a 75. That way we can equip contact dunks with our 84 driving dunk. And then finally, our stamina, we're just going to max that out to, with whatever we have left, to a 98. And there's the badge count: 13, 23, 24, and 10. And then our main stats are 84 driving dunk, 92 three-pointer, 94 ball handle, some pretty decent defense for a 3 small guard build, and then some great physicals to go along with it. Now for the takeovers, you get 4 choices. You get slashing takeover, shot creating takeover, sharpshooting takeover, as well as playmaking takeover. My favorites to go with are sharpshooting takeover as well as shot creating takeover, because I like to shoot a bunch of crazy shots and stuff like that. However, you can really choose whatever you want. It's totally personal preference, and basically just choose however you want to play. And that'll be wrapping up our first build, a 3-point shot creator. One of the more common names for a small guard build in this game, but I really enjoy playing on this build, especially when I'm on threes. I'm not on threes too much this year. I enjoy 1s and 2s a lot more. However, when I do go on threes, this is always the build I get on. So now that we got the small guard type of build out of the way, let's move right on to one of the most demigod builds we've ever seen in 2K, the 6'9" demigod ISO build. All right, now moving on to the second build. This is arguably one of the best builds in the entire game. A ton of people make these 6'9" demigods, and today I'm going to show you guys the best one you could possibly make. So the first thing we're going to do is set our position to point guard. That way you get all the best attributes, best everything at the point guard position. Trust me, it's actually crazy what you can get at the 6'9" point guard position this year. After that, our handedness and jersey number, like I said earlier, do not matter. You could choose anything. So I'm just going to leave it at whatever it is. It doesn't matter, but just make sure you have the position as point guard. And then right after that, our height is going to be 6'9". Like I said, that's the max height you can go on a point guard this year, which is honestly kind of insane. And then our weight is going to be 194 pounds. That way, you know, we get all of the best physicals, best speed, literally the best everything. That way you're moving as fast as possible. And then our wingspan is going to be 7'4". It's not that high, but you do get all of the contact dunks, a good 3-pointer, good ball handle, and some great defense as well. And then just like handedness and jersey number, body shape does not matter. Now the first thing we're going to upgrade is our driving dunk. We're going to bring this right up to a 93. At 92, you get all the contact dunks in the game. And then at 93, you get gold posterizer badge to go with it. So you definitely want to go for 93. And then right after that, we're going to upgrade our standing dunk just a little bit up to a 76 to give us a total of 13 finishing badges, and that'll be plenty. You'll be just fine. And then moving on to the shooting category, we're going to max out our 3-pointer to an 86, then bring our mid-range up 5 to a 76, and then leave our free throw at a 61, giving us 21 shooting badges and literally everything we need. You get the great badge, Agent 3, you know, limitless range on silver, guard up, green machine, corner, everything you could possibly need, you get. And then our speed with ball, we're also going to max that out, as well as our ball handle to an 87 and a 76. And then finally, our last thing in playmaking is going to be up to a 75 for the pass accuracy. Like I said earlier, you want to have a pass accuracy in this game because otherwise your passes are going to be very, very slow. Now for the defense and rebounding, we're going to upgrade our interior defense right up to a 71. We want to have some good defense on this build. We're 6'9". We want to be able to guard anyone, so we're going to upgrade that to a 71 right off the rip. And then our perimeter defense, we're going to upgrade that to an 86. You know, we'll be able to guard the bigs in the paint, and then we'll also be able to guard the guards on the perimeter. So this is honestly like the perfect build. And then our steal, we're going to bring that right up to a 79. Like I said earlier, steals are pretty overpowered on this game, so you definitely want to have a steal, but you don't need to have it that high. So we get bronze glove as well as silver interceptor with that 79 steals. That's just plenty. We'll be able to get every single steal that almost every single time we reach, we'll get the ball. So we're starting off with 71 interior defense, 86 perimeter, and 79 steal. Moving on to the block, we're gonna have an 81 block. That way we get, you know, some great block animations. We'll have gold chase down artist as well as bronze anchor. You can try and get an 87 block for silver anchor, but I found that bronze anchor is just fine, especially when you have that gold chase down artist badge on. Blocks aren't that common in this game, but it's definitely good to have it up just so you do get the blocks when you're able to. And then our offensive rebound, we're just going to skip over that for now. And then moving on to our defensive rebound, we're going to upgrade that to an 81. And then our offensive rebound will be brought up to a 41. And that's what we're going to leave it at for everything in the defense and rebounding category. Like I said, we're going to be able to get stops on anybody. And then once we get those stops, we'll be able to get the boards with our 81 rebound. Moving on to the physicals, like I said on the last build, speed isn't as important, but on this build, you are going to be playing more defense and running off ball potentially. So you definitely want to upgrade it a little bit. So we're going to upgrade that to a 78. Trust me, you'll be moving fine. I promise. I feel very fast on this build, even with the 78 speed. And then our acceleration, we're going to want to max that out to an 80 because when you have the ball, you definitely want to have a high acceleration, be moving as fast as possible. And then our strength, we're going to bring that up to a 74. That way we get the bronze bully badge. Bully is one of the best badges you can have this year, so you definitely want to get that if you can. So bring that strength up to a 74. And then our vertical, we're going to bring that up to an 82. That way we get all the contacts along with our 93 driving dunk. You got to have an 82 to be able to equip the dunk packages, so upgrade that to an 82 for sure. And then our stamina is going to be a 95 with whatever attributes we have left. That way, once you get the gym rat badge, it gets a +4 to all their physicals, and this will go up to a 99. But there it is. Our main stats are 93 driving dunk, 86 three-pointer, 87 ball handle, 71 interior defense, 86 perimeter, 81 block, and an 81 defensive rebound with a badge count of 13, 21, 18, and 17. Like I said, this is probably the best build in the game, and trust me, you will be able to do everything on the court. Now for our takeovers, you could choose from a bunch actually: slash and takeover, shot creating takeover, sharp takeover, and lock takeover. But I like to do best on this build is sharp takeover and then lock takeover. That's my favorite combo to go on this build. I wouldn't really go shot creating takeover. However, I've seen a bunch of people like abuse this takeover, doing like step backs to get an ankle breaker, so you could definitely try it out. But another one I would also go for is slash and takeover. But one thing I wouldn't change is taking off lockdown takeover. Is probably one of the best takeovers in this game, especially on this build. So I would definitely put that on. And there we have it, an inside out scorer, a 6'9" demigod. And I know it might seem like, how could we make a taller guard build? But after this, like, this next build is probably one of my favorite builds in this game. I'm going to show you guys how to make a 6'10" guard build. So you make sure you watch the rest of this video. If you already like this build, definitely go ahead and make it. But I would definitely recommend checking out the next build I have that I'm about to show you right now. All right, and moving on to the final build I'm going to show you in this video. This is probably one of my favorite builds that I've maybe ever played on in any 2K. This is a 6'10" ISO build. And so we're going to start off with the power forward position. That way you actually get the 6'10" height, as well as the best attributes, especially in defense on this build. Like I said multiple times in this video, handedness and jersey number don't matter, so I'm just going to go with whatever it gives me. And then right after that, our height, like I said, it's going to be 6'10". Our weight is going to bring down to a 223-pound weight. That way we still get the silver bully badge at an 82 strength. And then our wingspan is going to be 7'7". You know, you'll be getting all the blocks, all the rebounds, literally everything on this build you'll be able to do. And then body shape, just like handedness and jersey number, does not matter. You can just put anything. That's completely up to your preference. And the first thing we're going to upgrade, like we start on every build, is we're going to upgrade our driving dunk this time. Once again, we're going to upgrade it to a 93. That way we get the gold posterizer badge along with every contact dunk in the game. And that's literally everything we're going to upgrade for our finishing category. We're not going to touch anything else. I've tried it out, and 11 finishing badges is perfect for this build. You get every badge you need, and you don't have to worry about needing anything else. Now, moving on to the shooting category, we're going to upgrade our three-point shot to an 82, right under the max. And then that'll bring our mid-range up to a 67, as well as our free throw up to a 57. But we're going to add one more to the free throw, bringing it up to a 58. And that'll leave us with 15 shooting badges. And once again, that is the perfect amount for this build. However, you can change it a little bit in case you want a little bit more in either category. It's up to you. But the way I'm showing you is the best way that you can make it, I've found. Now, the playmaking category, the first thing we're going to do is upgrade our speed with ball. We're just going to max that out so we're as fast as possible moving with the ball. And then our ball handle, we're going to max that out as well to an 81. And then finally, our pass accuracy goes up to a 73. That way, like I said earlier, our passes aren't super slow. And then our defensive rebound, and this is probably the best part about this build, to be honest. Our interior defense is going to be an 80. That way, you know, you get all the stops against any big. You could stop post scorers easily on this build. I played against a bunch of post scorers and easily been able to stop them. And then our perimeter defense is also going to be an 80. Like I said, you can guard anyone on this build. You could guard bigs, you could guard guards. It doesn't matter who you're guarding, who you're playing. You'll be able to get stops. And then our steal is going to go up to a 78. It's not that high, but you do get that bronze glove badge as well as the silver interceptor badge. So trust me, like I said, steals are super overpowered, so you'll be perfectly fine. And then our blocks, super important. You want to upgrade this to a 90 block. This is probably my favorite part about this build. You end up getting silver anchor as well as Hall of Fame chase down artist. That, like, I get so many blocks on this build. Blocks, like I said, aren't that common this year, but I get so many blocks on this build just from upgrading that to a 90. So you definitely want to do that. That is something you don't want to change. Then our offensive rebound, we're going to skip over that for now, and then bring our defensive rebound up to a 95. Like I said, you'll be getting all of the rebounds on this build. A 95 rebound is absolutely insane. And then that'll bring our offensive rebound up to a 60, and we're just going to leave it at that. You can upgrade that a bit more, but I found that you'll be just fine without it. And then our physicals, our speed, we are going to max that out on this build. You want to be as fast as possible, hopefully. So you definitely want to upgrade that to a 78. And then our acceleration, we're going to max that out as well. We want to move as fast as possible with the ball as well, not even just off the ball. So you want to max that out to a 74. And then our strength, like I said, I calculated this perfectly. You want to upgrade that to the max, bring it to an 82 so you get silver bully badge. I have so much fun with the bully badge, and just having it at silver is like so overpowered. So you definitely want to upgrade that to an 82. And then our vertical, like on our last build, we're going to upgrade that to an 82 as well. That way we get all of the contact dunks in the game along with our 93 driving dunk. And then finally, our stamina, we're just going to put whatever we have left on that, which brings it up to a 90. Our final badge count is 11, 15, 15, and 22. It might not seem as crazy as a badge count as the last build, but at 6'10" and the defense being this good, trust me, you will be so happy with this build. Now for our takeovers, they're a bit different from the last build, but we do get slashing takeover, sharpshooting takeover, playmaking takeover, as well as rim protector takeover. The first thing I would do, I wouldn't really choose from playmaking takeover unless you're playing like the 2s or 3s courts, whatever. It's kind of hard to get ankle breakers this year, so I don't recommend it, but you could definitely try it out if you want. I usually go with slashing takeover. I have so much fun with slashing takeover on this build, but you could also go with sharpshooting takeover. You could also go with sharpshooting takeover as well if that's what you want. But the secondary takeover, I 100% recommend rim takeover. That's my favorite takeover on probably in the game, and definitely on this build. I get so much blocks with it, and once you get a block even without takeover, your takeover meter shoots to the top, and you get takeover literally in less than 5 points into the game. So I definitely recommend rim protector takeover. And then finally, just like the last build, unfortunately, the name is Inside Out Scorer. I wish it could have been a cooler name. The name Inside Out Scorer is honestly kind of crazy, so I'm pretty happy with it. I'm not gonna lie. And there we have it, man. In my opinion, the top 3 guard builds in NBA 2K23. I know a lot of y'all are getting the game for the holidays, so I hope I was able to help you guys out in this video. And if you guys need anything else, make sure to check out the rest of my channel. I have a bunch of videos that I think could help you. I have everything you could possibly need, like builds, jump shots, animations, and so much more. Anyways, I appreciate you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe, and also let me know in the comments what you guys would want to see in future videos. But for real, thank you guys. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day and rest of your holidays, and I'll see y'all in the next video.